How you guys doing? My name is Offaiah. I'm a DJ producer from the UK. Some of you know me from tracks such as Trouble, Work It Out, and more recently, Push Pull. Today, I'm going to be answering your questions that you sent me through to my social media. Before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, feel free to like and subscribe. I do upload videos and tutorials to YouTube, so feel free to check those out. And down below, you'll find links to my social media. Okay, let's get into the first question, which is from Wilt4Wylor _ however you pronounce that. And the question is, do you ever hear your own music while you're out, and what's that like for you? There's no better feeling than to hear your music out being played in public after the hours and hours you spend laboring over it in the studio, because it does take a lot of time and it can get quite tedious. But when you finally hear your music out, there's no better feeling, especially when it's unannounced. Like for me, it's happened like you're in a car and it comes on the radio, or you're in a shopping mall or something, or in a nightclub, and it's like, you want to tell people, I made that song. So yeah, that's the best feeling, and that is what makes it all worthwhile in the end. So the next question is from James Shirkies, and the question is, which tune, none of yours, is your favorite of 2018 and why? Now that is a very difficult question to answer because there are so many good tracks of 2018 that I love. One track that I guess springs to mind is it's called In Arms, and it's by Ferric Dawn, because the first time I heard that track, the loop just gets stuck. It got stuck in my head, and it was driving me absolutely crazy, in a good way, of course, to the point where me and my friends would sing it to each other and we would just drive each other nuts. But it's such a good song. I love it when I hear it, when it comes on, and it's just that kind of feel-good song. It came on in the summer, and it's a perfect summer song. So that's one for me anyway. So the next question is by Photo by Victor, and the question is, what inspired you to start the Afire project? From what I understand, you produced under another alias before this. Love your tunes. Yes, I've been making music for 20 years now, and I've used various aliases actually, doing different styles of music. And I guess I started the Afire project because I kind of wanted a change. I wanted to try a more houseier kind of, or more house, tech house kind of sound. And I guess what better way to do that than to start with a fresh new name, so that people weren't prejudging the music before they even heard it. And just kind of ran with it really. And I didn't expect the first track, Trouble, to be as big as it was, and it was big. And so I just carried it on, and here we are 2 years later, and still making music under that name. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Okay, so the next question is from _Charlotte Lawson. And the question is, what is the best concert you've performed at? I think the best concert I played at is one of my recent concerts, and that was in London, and it was at the Printworks, and that was a show with Deadmau5, and it was unbelievable. Printworks is a really cool venue in London. It holds, I believe, up to 6,000 people. It's 112,000 square feet. It's really long and narrow, and it's got the best acoustics and the best production, and the crowd there was unbelievable. It was a Deadmau5 show, so the crowd was really enthusiastic, and it was great to be able to perform in front of so many people. So that's one show that really stood out for me. Okay, the next question is from Josh Griffiths Official. What is your thought on the UK from your debut UK show this year? My thoughts on the UK are that UK is banging. My debut performance at the UK was at the Ministry of Sound in London, and the crowd was really enthusiastic. It was great to be able to play in front of so many people after spending so many hours in the studio just working on new material, and to finally get out there and perform it. It was a great experience, and to know that people were actually out there, because I'd just been living in the studio for the year prior to that, and to go and see people in the flesh enjoying my stuff was unbelievable. So thank you guys so much for that. The next question is from Cocktab21. The question is, do you guys produce music for other artists? And the answer to that is not officially, no. I do help people out, some friends out, with production tips and stuff like that, but I don't actually produce music for anyone else. Next question is from _Alex.Harrison_. And he says, I want a shout out. You are now shouted out, my friend. Next question is from Mr. Wax Weasel. Where do you get your inspiration? How do you start on a new track? What do you do to get through or over writer's block? Is there a genre that you would like to explore? Normally I start from the ground up, from the foundations up, so I start with the kick and the bass and get a solid groove going. But that's not always the case. Sometimes I might be playing a musical instrument and I might fall upon a riff or something, and it might go from there. But more often than not, it starts off with a kick and the bass. To get over writer's block, yeah, that is the curse that affects, pretty much anyone who writes music. So to get over that, I usually try and step away from what I'm doing. I've got a beautiful family, I've got 2 crazy dogs, so to immerse myself in that is great to kind of get out of the sort of studio mind. And another way to do it is to just write something for yourself. Don't think about writing music for other people. Just do something purely for you, that you love, that you want to hear. And usually when you do that, it will kind of free you up, really. It will untie all your kind of knots that are going on inside. And you'll find that in doing that, there won't be so much pressure on you to write something that has to be amazing. And usually when you do that, when you're not under so much pressure, you'll come up with something that people will resonate to because it's from you. So just try maybe taking a step back and coming back again, and try to get rid of that pressure, and you'll find that something comes out of that. Is there a genre that you'd like to explore? I'm not sure I understand that question exactly. What I will say is that I don't like to pigeonhole myself into one genre. I like to look at making music as one never-ending experiment, and whatever comes out of that comes out of that. So I don't like to say that I'm house or tech house or techno. I just start working music, and whatever comes out of that comes out of that, and I just hope that you guys enjoy it as much as I do. The next question is from Aiden_not Aiden, and the question is, how hard was it for you to get where you are today? I've been making music for 20 years now, but prior to that, my dad was a music teacher, so he taught me music from when I was like 5 years old. So making music is pretty second nature to me. I guess the hard bit is to sit in a studio and work on a beat that just keeps on going. It never ends. You're hearing the same loop over and over and over and over. And a lot of people can kind of be put off by that because they just get fed up. But I personally have the kind of mentality where I can sit there and grind something out until it's resolved, even if it takes 12 hours of just working on 4 bars. And I think you have to have that kind of mentality to be making music, because it does take a lot of repetition and tweaks and just working on stuff until you get it. So having that mindset helps, and then just being able to get out and promote your own music. So you need to go out and meet DJs or meet people who are going to be able to get your music to a wider audience, and just getting on with them. And if they like you, the chances are they're going to like or want to hear your music and hopefully like your music. It just takes a whole mess of things just to come together, really. But if you're really determined to do it, I would say just stick with it, and eventually you'll get to where you want to get to. The next question is from Budge_music, and the question is, why did it take so long to start DJing as Afire? I was waiting to see you in Ibiza dropping Trouble. Trouble was that Ibiza song for me the year it came out. Well, it took a while because the music industry can be quite difficult sometimes. I had a really big hit with Trouble, but having a big hit doesn't necessarily mean you're going to start getting big shows all the time. It takes a while and takes a lot of consistency. I was very unfortunate that I was in a helicopter crash at the end of 2017, just as things were starting to pick up, and I had to kind of take a step back for 5 or 6 months, and I kind of lost a bit of momentum there, but now I'm trying to get back on it. And 2019 is going to see a consistent amount of releases from me to try and get back in that game. So look out for me soon. The diary is starting to fill out with some shows, so hopefully I'll be coming to a place near you very soon. The next question is from Lord Bacon 1. Cats or dogs? Dogs. The next question is from Roland Bennett. Fist bump. That's not a question, but whatever. The next question is from Tam Tam, and the question is, will you do a breakdown of one of your releases on Defected Records? The answer to that is absolutely. Great news yesterday, Defected are looking to pick up another one of my records, and I think that will be a good one for me to break down when it comes out. So looking to hopefully put that out sometime before the summer this year, and I will 100% be doing a breakdown of that track. It's very intricate and there's a lot of interesting bits in there, so look forward to that one. So the next question is from Kang Nguyen. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The question is, how can other artists get on your label? The answer to that is, please send me your demos. Send them to offaiahdemos@gmail.com, and please send me a SoundCloud link if you can. That's the easiest way for me to check it out, and I'll get back to you with some feedback. The next question is from Justin Swart. And the question is, how do you go about mixing a song so it's mono compatible? That's one thing I don't think I've ever really thought about, to be fair. What I do is I have a mono speaker in the studio. It's a crappy little speaker. It sounds like crap, hence crappy speaker. And it enables me just to make sure that the music will sound good on things like laptop speakers and mobile phones, which many people listen to on these days in mono as well. So I polish off the mix on the big stereo speakers and then listen to it on the mono speakers, and if it's sounding good there, then I'm good to go. But I don't really think about mixing in mono or anything like that. I have seen tutorials on why you should mix in mono, but personally, I've never done that, so who knows. And the next question is from Hannah Boyce, and the question is, where did you get the name Afire from? It sounds very weird. You're not weird though. Thank you. So the name Afire came from when I first put Trouble out to a few DJs. The main reaction was, that track is fire. So I kind of wanted to use the word fire in the name, but I wanted to spell it a little bit differently. So I was kind of working a way of how could I spell it that still sounded like fire. And Offaiah was the result. So there you go. And the last question is from Alexis. And the question is, hello friend, I would like to know how much time you spend doing a track. There is no easy way to answer that. Sometimes it's a day, sometimes it's a month or several months. It just depends on what's going on at the time. So for me, working on music, it's like I said, a never-ending experiment of just morphing in and out of sounds and just working away until you find something that you like. It's almost like digging for gold. Who knows when you're gonna strike gold, right? So you just keep digging till you find it. Sometimes it's right there, sometimes you gotta dig a little deeper. For example, the first track I ever made, I would say it took me 4 months to make, but the bit that actually made the track, I made that part in the last day. All the rest of it was just building the foundation of the track. So the thing is, if you like what you do, you're just gonna keep working, and the time aspect doesn't even come into it. Like I can be working on a track and 12 hours has gone by and I don't even realize. So to answer your question, basically every track is different, you just never know. And that is it. Thank you so much people for checking out the video. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon.